Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. I realize my screen looked different and I'm not sure why. Um, hmm, that is strange. Oh man. Um, I'm not on my regular computer, but usually everything just carries over and I don't know why it didn't. That is so strange. Um, hmm. Oh, I think I know what happened. Um, nope, I don't know what happened. But you all are still here, so that's good. Um, so strange. I don't know what I did. What happened to all of my my usual intro? Oh god. Oh, okay. Something's not right, but we'll make it do what it do. But it's not my usual bells and whistles. Hello, Novi D. Judy Matasset. Well, my slides are up. That's a good thing. But that's weird. Hmm. Well, I can't worry about it right now. Weird, weird, weird. Like something didn't load. Show up in StreamYard. Okay. All right. Wow. So, no Afro Annie then. Where is all of my stuff? Wow. Okay. No worries. Hey Lydia, Olivia Johnson, Red Lady, Bonzola Adams, and a host of friends and others. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it, but oh wow, when I did the reset, I lost the whole conversation from well, I am so confused right now. Wow. Well, let me see here. It was something I did, or was it something I didn't do? Well, I think it's the way I loaded the show tonight. Listen to me, the show, like I'm in show business. uh, okay. All right. Well, hmm. So that's there. Wow. Everything is different. I feel like I just stepped into the looking glass. Mm, oh, well. How strange. I have that, but that's not there. Huh. Okay. All right. It is what it is. Hmm. But you all can hear me. Of course, you could hear me. All right. Okay then. My watermark is not even there. You know I don't usually have that StreamYard thing in the corner. Well, Long as the slides load, I guess that's all that matters. All right. Okay. Look at me. I'm all over the place now. I'm so confused. So, anyway, things, well, let me put it like this then. I don't want to try to create something out of nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to disparage Charles and his emotional support Camilla for no reason, but the thing is, it pretty much went without a hitch, except. Okay, let me show you. So Charles is walking along, and unfortunately, I don't have the video, but Charles is walking along, and as per usual, he's hoping nobody's staring at his hands. And all of a sudden, he did a Dick Van Dyke. Yes, I mean, all of a sudden it was like da 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 da. Uh-uh. He nearly went flying for. I think that they used a green instead of a red carpet. They laid down this green carpet, which I think was a bad idea because it kind of blends in. And well, Charles took his sunglasses off, and the sun is rather bright. And yeah, you wish he would have face planted. Um, well, I'm not going to wish anything bad on him because, as tacky as I am, even I'm not going to go there. Although it would have been fun if he would have, if he had to like go and clean up and he would have had like soil and grass all over his suit. Come to think of it, that would have been fun, but it didn't happen. It did not happen. So, um, actually, I think I will show you the video. I will show you the video. But I'm looking at it and he tripped over the carpet. He tripped over the carpet. The way that they have like one carpet laying on top of the other, and that was just a bad idea. That really was a bad idea. I mean, somebody is probably in a bit of, well, how do they say it? In a spot of bother. This is probably causing someone a spot of bother. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to wish anything bad on him, but it would have been fun. The only thing that would have been more interesting or more fun is if he would have taken Camilla down with him. That's the only thing that would have been more fun is if he had taken Camilla down with him. Um, Other than that, it was a pretty uneventful time so far, except Camilla got caught out in a very okay. The video is coming up. I promise I'm going to show it to you guys. Wow, that was fast. That was fast. Okay. I was actually just stalling a bit, but let me show you. I think I can show it to you.
Guys, you're gonna have to move around a little. Come on.
Okay. Well,
Guys,
thank goodness he didn't hurt himself. Da 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 da. Boom bum ba. Okay, let me do it again. Ba da 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 da. Yeah, so he recovered. He recovered. So yeah, that was it. He just had a little but I'm I'm glad he didn't hurt himself. But why would they lay the carpet like that? That seemed like such a bad idea. Yeah, that was such a bad idea. Oh well. What in the world happened to my StreamYard? Okay, okay. I'm not gonna think about it, but my StreamYard is weird. It's not like they didn't take their money. Lord only knows they get their money. So yeah, there's Charles doing the electric slide or some kind of little action move. And what is that on Camilla's dress? It looked like she has a stain on her dress, unless that is the design. Well, whoever the lady is right there with, I'm loving those suede boots she got on. I am loving those suede boots. Take a look at it. Well, you can't really see it so clearly there. And wow. And who, I don't know who that lady is, but she kind of walks like a trucker. She walks like she just drove a lorry. You can barely see her because she's behind Charles III or Charles the Third. But yeah, so that was the little spot of bother. Oh, you think so, Kim Peaches? Well, they have managed to keep any type of protest. They have managed to definitely sidestep that. No pun intended. Sidestep it. Get it. They have managed to sidestep it. What done? Oh well, he pulled a little Dick Van Dyke. What could I say? Now, this is not. This was a luncheon, or was that a state dinner? I'm not sure if this was a luncheon or a state dinner, but I mentioned yesterday the first lady of Kenya. Good for her that she's wearing her natural hair. Not that it's so important, but to each their own. But I'm just glad she's wearing her natural hair. It just goes to show, that she has, I don't know, that she's just herself. She's found a style that she's comfortable with, and I'm glad that she's wearing her hair natural. It's important. As you know, back in what was it, the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, when they people were wearing a natural, as they called it, their natural hair. I think it's a good idea to go back to that. I remember seeing a documentary about black hair in Brazil, and how so many people, so many women in Brazil, have decided to go back to the natural hair. So and good for them. To each their own, though. I'm certainly not the hair police. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do with their hair, but I really, really admire the look. Okay, wow, kind of cold in here. Let me put a little heat on. There we go. Is that the heat or the air? Yeah, that's heat. Yeah, I'm kind of caught kind of a chill. Oh, what's that? Body heat. What's that? Body heat. When your body won't do what you want to do. What's that? Body heat. Oh, okay. All right. I'm just making myself comfortable. Yes, it does look good on her, right? I love it. Okay. Now take a look here. Wait, wait, wait. Now, You all know sometimes I take a little license with Charles III. I promise you, I did absolutely nothing to this photo. All I did was crimp it so you could see a nice close up. I have done nothing. You know, you look a certain way when your regular photo looks like an AI. This seems like it's an AI. This seems like it's an AI. It is not an AI. That is Charles III. I've done nothing to the photo. It was not created by a computer software or program. That's Charles. You know that you are getting up there when you start looking like an AI, when you start looking like an imitation of yourself. But I promise I've done nothing, nothing, nothing to this photo. That is Charles III. It wasn't me. I didn't do a thing. I mean, it's almost like 3D imagery, as though he could just reach through that photo and just put that big giant catcher's mitt right over your face until you just kind of pass out. Huge 3D. Now, you can take a look here. Here's the lovely reception that Charles received by his host, and of course, people said that that they would probably be in for a nice visit with Kenya. Remember, it was the government that invited them. It's not as though they imposed. They were invited. And at least that's what they're telling us. At least that's what they're telling us. Now, you can see here they took Charles for a little walk through the countryside. Now, this is from the National Africa. It's, I guess it's like a newspaper from over there. It's called Africa. Let me see. National Africa. I'm going to take a look here. We are nation for customer care. So, okay. Yeah, it's just, that's it. That's all they have on the Twitter. It just says, we are nation. They don't go into anything else. Let me see here. Well, when you go to, okay, well, it is a it's a e-paper, so they don't actually have a print paper. It says e-paper, at least that's what it says here. And I'm trying to see what their mission statement is. You know how they say about us? Well, it's, I guess it's all things Kenya. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Lifestyle, sport, opinion, business, countries. Okay, so I guess they cover more than one country. Very good. Yeah, but it's just a okay, they well, oh my goodness, let me see here. Looks like they publish in Kenya, Uganda. Oh man, why did that? Oh, okay, and I can't pronounce that one. It's Manachi, Manachi. But yeah, they cover a variety of things like any other newspaper. So that is what it's called. Now, what I did notice is that, and this course, I'm not looking for any. I promise you guys, I am on my best behavior. I'm not looking or trying to make anything wrong. I'm just, oh, I'm so sorry, Caroline. I missed 20 months of fun and laughing. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. There you go. And you get a bell. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I almost missed that. If I missed anybody else's Again, my computer is weird. I don't know what happened to my StreamYard. Um, but it is not my regular StreamYard. I don't even have a an avatar. Isn't that something? I don't even have an avatar. That is so weird. Okay, it is what it is. No avatar. I didn't even notice that. I feel naked. Wait, I am naked. Oh well. Um, Nothing I could do about it now. So weird. I want my avatar. Okay. I'm just looking at a couple of your comments here. Hola to you too, Amelia Rodriguez. Okay. And then here, oh, by the way, this is the newspaper. Royal etiquette, what not to do when the king and queen are around. Um, it listen, the people that well, I'm sure they're not speaking for everyone. There may be more people that are opposed to this visit or have no use for Charles and Camilla. I really don't know. I don't know what the polls are. I don't know what people are thinking, but they are treating this state visit with all of the respect and consideration. And when I say they, I mean whoever writes this newspaper. There doesn't seem to be a single word of disparity whatsoever. I don't see anything in this paper or this online paper about reparations, about a protest. Nothing. Nothing. Everything is very polite and considerate. I mean, I see they're talking about the other geopolitical landscape situations, but other than that, not a disparaging word about Charles and Camilla's visit or about them as you know people. So and I'm not trying to stir up anything. There was a bit of controversy. I was listening to Spaces earlier, and apparently, and I didn't hear it for myself, but apparently, someone who I suppose it was an American that was like that had called the host country or the dignitaries or someone called them clowns, and that really was kind of harsh. And as I said very clearly yesterday, I don't have a dog in this fight. I it's not mine to judge. And also to be positive, I thought, well, if this is important, if there's anything that's beneficial, I wish them the best. But I'm not going to like crap all over it because I um I'm not from there. You know what I mean? I'm over here and I'm trying to make things right here. So I'm not going to get in their business. So long as everybody is seeming to have a good time, so be it. And for those that protesting and they were stopped, that did happen. Um, I hope their voices are heard. I hope they are able to make very clear their feelings about reparation, about the brutality and the Mama uprising and such. They do deserve to hear that, but I'm not going to impose my views on it. Um, by the way, I don't know if they've done something with this photo, like if they tinted the photo, but that is a very blue suit. I think it's tinted, maybe. And I think the First Lady looks beautiful. Marcy Foreman, celebrating you and 4 years of freedom for faves. I love it here at Royal Sussex. Well, thank you, Marcy Foreman. Now, I saw that thing about we're supposed to celebrate freedom this month. I kept reading it and I wasn't sure exactly what that entails. So before I join in, I want to know exactly what I'm supposed to do. But I did see the I guess the flyer, whatever, on Twitter. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that again and see what everyone else is doing with that. But yes, that is something that was mentioned on the Twitter about celebrating the 4 years of freedom for our faves. So I'll take a look at it again. And thank you so much, Marcy Foreman. Thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Calling them clowns isn't harsh. I could think of other words. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just the whoever, took exception to it. Um they, well, let me see. I want to make sure I couch this properly. But it was, I guess it was taken like a put down to the host country. And as an American, I feel like I personally, I'm just speaking for myself, I'm going to be very careful about how I judge the situation as an outsider, just as I would expect people to have the same consideration when they judge things in the US. They should do it as an outsider. Um, and because of what's going on in the Middle East, there's been like this back and forth debate about um, governments and the role that we play as voters and such. So it's been it's been very touchy, and people are like falling out with each other about it in different, on different social media here and there. So and rightly so. I mean, it's a touchy situation. People are angry, people are disappointed, and I recognize all that. And so when it comes to this state visit, with everything about reparations and such, I'm not going to, I'm not going to put down the host country for being polite. You know what I mean? For being polite. Um, I just don't know what they get out of it, except it helps the politicians definitely, and there's some business interest. But my only hope is that it will trickle down to the working class people that need to, or should I say, deserve benefits the most. Like anything else, it seems like the rich get richer. And my only concern is I just hope some of this pomp and circumstance will help the everyday people. So they put in a long day. They really did put in a long day. At least it seems like it. Um, there doesn't seem to be like a lot of people observing unless they're participating. There's no like surprises. They were definitely sheltered from any any protests, any shouting, no what do you call it, heckling, none of that stuff. It seems like they were very sheltered from it. So yeah, and so that seemed uneventful. Now, as you can see, Camilla is making a friend. Wait, what is that? Myra says you're talking very ceremonial, like the royals are listening to you. Well, I'm just trying not to offend anybody. I'm trying not to offend anyone um, with my, judgment about the royals. I'm pleased to speak out on behalf of denouncing any person of color still feeling as though they must shuck and jive for colonizers who are getting the dragging they deserve on former, what is that, Diggy Bird? Um, the speech was a disappointment for sure. It was bound to be. At anything but an apology. Carmen, you said asking for stolen property to be returned can be seen as rude and hostile. Remember, they're guests and should be treated with kindness and not like the type you hide the good silverware from. Yeah, I mean, they were invited. They were invited, and like I said, it doesn't directly involve me, so I'm gonna stay out of it. Um, and just like with the other two, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, when they went to the Caribbean, don't get me wrong, I was glad they were dragged. Right, I was so glad they got dragged. I was so glad that they embarrassed themselves. And I'm here for it. If it happens to Charles and his emotional support, Camilla, um, I will have fun with it, but I'm not wishing anything bad on them. I'm just here to observe, here to read, here to interpret. Nash Singby, thank you so much for becoming a new member of Royal Sussex. Thank you very much. And thank you for being here tonight. Uh, let's see. The fact that Charles and Camilla have lost their looks while they sit on a throne is poetic justice after the way they treated Diana. Oh, yeah, those looks are long gone. Whatever they had, whatever they had. I mean, I feel comfortable in saying that when they were younger, you know, there seemed to be an imbalance on looks. One seemed to be a little more, shall we say, attractive than the other. I won't say which is which, but one seemed to be a little more attractive than the other. So when they were younger, right now they're neck and neck. So here's a picture of Charles when he was younger, still with the hand in the pocket. This hand in the pocket, do you think that that's the reason why he has the swelling? Is it something about sticking those hands in his pocket? Is there something in his pocket? Is there like some growth agent or something in his pocket? What is going on with the hand? I've seen young photos of him plenty times and always with the hand in the pocket. Is it self-soothing? Does it calm him down? Hey, Legs, thanks for being here. And also, is this guy standing next to him? Is this guy making fun of the hands in the pocket? I mean, this photo looks like he's saying, "Oh, I guess I'll put my hands in my pocket too." I don't know what's going on here. And then, with everything else that's going on, good for Camilla that she took some time out to get a pedicure, right? With everything else that's going on, Camilla still found time to be girly girly and get a pedicure. Pretty, right? I like that color on her. I like that color on her. How girly, girly of her to take time out of the royal tour to get a pedicure. You know, most people wouldn't bother, right? But Camilla felt otherwise. She literally took the time out to make sure that she got a pedicure. All right. Well, that's being very girly. That goes to show how soft and delicate and ladylike she is, rather than you know. I, I wonder if they had a blacksmith travel with them. Yeah, they think of everything, don't they? They actually brought their own blacksmith. Lady T said, Baron, go ahead and be polite. Some of us squatties will bring up the rear and make it known. Well, thank you, Lady T. Thank you. I appreciate you all having my back like that. And Leg says, old pocket, what is that? Cancerous clean to clean his hands. I don't know. I don't know. It is weird though. All of his old photos, there's a excellent chance that he has his hand in his pocket. But yeah, it's a weird little habit he's got. And then on top of that, now his hands are huge, like there's some connection. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lex. Now, one thing I'm pretty sure no one ever saw coming is the fact that one day Camilla would have her face wrapped around public transportation. And I guess this is like one of the local taxi or bus services. And there's Charles and Camilla. I'm telling you guys, they went all out for this visit. Um, there doesn't seem to be Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a hint or whiff of trouble for them, aside from tripping over the green carpet. I don't see anything except this. Queen Camilla waits inside a car when she and King Charles visited Uhuru Gardens. Uhuru. Now, you probably remember that from Star Trek, right? Lieutenant Uhuru. And what does that mean? Does it mean blessing or I forgot? But yeah, Camilla looks like hell. What is wrong with her? I mean, she looks completely mental, like she had a massive breakdown. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, I'm not sure what the local laws are, but you know, in most municipalities, you get in a lot of trouble if you leave an animal or a child locked inside of a hot car. And that's definitely not a child. But you know what I'm saying? People have gotten in trouble for leaving their furry companions or their children locked inside of a hot car. But this unguarded moment, I'm just trying to figure out what in the world, who offended you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is strange. This is strange for Camilla. She looks she looks pissed. I mean, did somebody do something to her or what? Have you ever seen such a thing? I was like, my God. Oh, let me have a Ricola. Yeah, but something happened. Somebody rubbed her the wrong way. Although, I have to say, I don't know if there's a right way to rub her, but yeah, she looks like a she-devil. Yeah, she looks mental. Maybe she caught a reflection of herself. I don't know. But I tell you, that's a look. That's a face that will stop traffic. Let's see. Leg says they don't crack the window. They didn't crack the window when they left. Well, I tell you, they said that Camilla doesn't like to travel long distances. Let me see. Pissy face. Oh, okay. Here's a better one. I think that she's drinking to cope with all these brown people. Okay. I see brown people. Lord have mercy. Could you imagine walking past a car and glancing over and looking up and seeing somebody looking at you like that? Oh, freedom. Thank you so much. Uhuru means freedom. Just like Lieutenant Uhuru or Captain Uhuru. She got a promotion by the last episode. Devilish woman. Yikes. Yeah. And Connie Bomber says she's miserable, but she must uh, sit put. Yeah. She has to stay put. Well, oh, let me see. Oh no, wait, that's not it. I hope that didn't scare you. How much is that consort in the window? The one with the scraggly tail. How much is that consort in the window? The one that looks like hell. Oh, man.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is my own feelings being expressed the only way I know how.
Mm-mm. Well, things were going too well. I knew it had to be something. I mean, let's see. Queen Camilla waits inside a car when she and King Charles visit Uhuru Gardens. Why did she wait in the car? Poor thing must have been tired. Must have been tired. And someone said, why did Camilla, that is, wait inside the car? What an insult to Kenyans. No doubt. And then take a look here. Um, Hapa ni Wapi. Um, that's quite a headline, isn't it? Hapa ni Wapi. Now, obviously, I don't speak the local language, but I'm pretty sure that's something about being excited about the royal visit. So, um, anyway, Hoppity Woppy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that translates, but it just seems like for the casual observer, Hoppity Woppy, that sounds like a reaction to seeing Camilla. Hoppity Woppy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Um, it may very well be English. I'm not sure. But who hasn't looked at Camilla and yelled, Hoppity Woppy? You know what I'm saying? Who hasn't looked at Camilla and yelled Hoppity Woppy? I mean, I'm not sure what it means, but as far as I'm concerned, until I know better, she looks like Hoppity Woppy to me. Oh, oh, okay. Where is this? Or is it what is this? Where is this? Okay, okay. Well, Hoppy Nawapi. Woo! Oh, whew, Lord. Happy Nuwapi. Lord have mercy. I have learned a new language. Happy Nuwapi. Diane Hawkins says, I don't speak the local language either, but know better than mess with the aunties who were dancing and saying the spell. Okay, okay. Anyway, um, so the other thing I want to say is that I have done absolutely nothing to that photo of Charles. Okay? Full disclosure, I have not altered that photo in any way whatsoever. But I would just like to hear the opinion of a medical professional because there's something going on there. And while it does not keep me up at night, it is a bit of a curiosity. I'm not sure. Is it hypertension? Is it genetics? You know, when cousins marry. What's going on? I'm not sure, but there's something, there's a story there. And I'd like to know what it is. And by the way, Charles looks very good in his dark suit. He always wears those, gray and pale blue suits. I think he needs to go with a darker palette because, well, it makes him look slimmer. when he wears that darker color, you wouldn't even dream of him having childbearing hips at all. Yeah, he looks nice in that suit. He looks nice in that suit. He should wear darker suits more often. Like a presidential suit, like a U.S. president. Wear the dark navy suits. Um, yeah, it helps him out. It helps him out. Now, the last time Charles and Camilla went around native people, you know what happened? Or should I say non British native people? Camilla got slammed for laughing at the Inuits' throat singing. She was sitting up there laughing, and you know, now some people say that they think that she enjoys her cocktails more often than we suspect. That she has the characteristics of someone who is no stranger to a nice, good cocktail after work or whatever. So I don't know. Again, I'm going to be polite and try not to sit in judgment. And then Charles, again, I have not altered this photo or any others. Charles decided to partake in some food truck meals. Now we all know where this comes from, right? We we know who first brought an interest to the food truck. That, of course, is our beloved Harry and Meghan. They are the ones who brought attention to the food trucks. And for whatever reason, the rest of the clan, no pun intended, cannot seem to get enough of the food trucks. Whether William is serving a gray, stale looking vegan burger, now Charles is sniffing like, you know, oh, I don't even want to think about what he's doing. But anyway, he decided to sniff it first. Yep. I bet you the money looked so small when he put his money up there. You know what I'm saying? It probably didn't even seem like real money, given the size of given the size of his hands. It probably didn't even seem like real money. I bet they thought it was like some Monopoly or play money or something, not real money, like something that comes with a kid's play set. Little tiny coins, little small bills, look like somebody just cut them out of crepe paper. Oh, I gotta stop. And then, of course, for this young lady who's, I guess, demonstrating something about the environment or whatever, little did she know she was going to get a close up of those sausage fingers. You guys do know that if you Google sausage fingers, that Charles comes up, right? If you don't believe me, try it. I'm going to Google it right now. Sausage fingers. Well, yeah, there he is. I mean, there's other people, but Charles comes up too. Sausage fingers. Hmm. I just, oh, there's a name for it. It's called dactyliat sausage finger. What are the causes and the symptoms? Certain types of arthritis are prone to this inflammation of the whole digit. Okay. So they say it could be a form of arthritis. Most types of arthritis, no, but you know what? Arthritis is concentrated around the joint, This seems to be the entire hand. So it is very strange, though. I mean, it's different. It's very different. I'm. It's almost shocking sometimes. But I just wonder if there's a medical explanation for it. Nash Singby says, Baron, I have been a member for 12 months now, but just because I changed credit cards, it's making me look like I'm a new member. Nash, I'm sorry about that. Well, anyway, I appreciate you switching over to the new card, and thank you for all of the support that you've given over the what, year, 2 years. Thank you very much for that, and I greatly appreciate it, and thank you again for being here tonight. Let's see. uh do we have health problems with hands? I believe it's the heart that's having problems. Just well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. Usually it's in the the legs, not so much the hands, but I think it's just a matter of genetics, really. I think it's just a matter of genetics. It just may very well be something to do with him as a person, maybe a natural evolution. Um, you know, he is one of Queen Victoria's great grandchildren. So, and I think that the Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip were Queen Victoria's great grandchildren. So, um, you know what I'm saying? And of course, everyone that comes down the line from Victoria has had something very unique. Like, for instance, the what do you call that? The where you can't stop bleeding, hemophiliac. Yeah, the hemophilia. There were more than let's see, one, two. I'm going to say at least three that I could think of that had hemophilia. So maybe it's something related to that. No? Uh-uh. Interesting, though. Can't believe we're having this conversation. And then, of course, maybe Camilla was upset because maybe she thought people was making fun of her today. What do you think? You suspect she thought somebody was making fun of her? And if you think that's a little bit far fetched, I mean, twice in the same. Maybe she thought somebody was making fun of her. You know what I'm saying? They maybe she thought they were making fun of her. Maybe they thought that she was given things to do that would um, you know, make her the laughing stock or something like that. Yeah, there's a good chance of that. Maybe she thought that they were making fun of her. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, she probably said to Charles, why do they keep holding up these mirrors? What mirrors? Nothing. Oh, well. And then, of course, it wouldn't be complete if there wasn't some child that was forced to be. Kids are afraid of old people. Everybody know that. Kids are afraid of old people. And so, not every old person, but just some old people are scarier than others. And this poor little girl, I'm sure she would wish she could have been anyplace else besides having to keep Camilla company. Yeah, poor thing. Yeah, you know what they say? Why lock the barn after the horses? How does that go? Now that the horse has bolted, Now you want to lock the stable or something like that, they say. Let's see. Diane Hawkins says, when you marry your close kin, 4 generations, sometimes offspring grow horns. Other times you get sausage fingers or other oddities. Well, thank you, Diane Hawkins. That clears up everything now. And Legs says, why do they go to another country to act like they have never seen a horse or vegetables? You know what, Legs? We have that weird connection because I was thinking the same thing. They even had Camilla bottle feed a baby elephant. There's plenty zoo animals all over Britain. You didn't have to go all the way to Africa to interact with elephants or anything else for that matter. Yeah, so why some choose to give adulation uh, to these grifters that stole their wealth is beyond me. I agree. Yeah, I'm surprised by that, Connie Barmer, because it is very well documented that Camilla does not really care for travel and to go someplace hot. Um, Although it doesn't seem like it's so terribly warm, just judging what other people are wearing. Plus, if you're in the southern hemisphere, right now you're making the switch to spring. When we have fall, that's their spring. So, should be cooling. Well, actually, should be summer, but yeah, I think it's still just. It might be a bit of a chill. Might be a bit of a chill. Ever so subtle. Oh, and this poor kid right here, he's trying to think of what was it he was about to say. He probably was saying something, and then all of a sudden she leaned in on him, and you know what I'm saying? That poor kid. I'm sure he wasn't prepared for that. Yeah, you're standing there, and all of a sudden somebody comes and lean into you. Oh yeah, he's probably having nightmares. That poor kid. They're gonna have to take him to some counseling. Poor child. He's gonna need counseling after that encounter. You know, it's one thing when you see it on TV, but when it's up close, you know what I mean? When it's up close, that's a whole nother ball game. And right here, you know what, you all? Now, I said I don't want to be hypercritical, right? And so I'm doing my best to behave myself, all things considered. I don't want to be hypercritical. But riddle me this, why does Camilla look like she still has the hanger in her dress? You know what I mean? She's always walking around like she forgot to take the cardboard out of the, you know how when you get a new shirt, a dress shirt, and you have that cardboard holding the collar in place? Well, for men's shirts, it just kind of seems like the cardboard is still in that dress. Whatever they use to help keep the shape of that dress, they forgot to take it out. You know what I mean? They forgot to take it out. Well, I'm going to tell you, I was so curious about that I decided to look through some additional folders. By the way, that woman behind her is pretty, isn't she? Oh, she's so pretty. I wonder who she is. Wow. And yeah, and I love what she's wearing. She's very, very pretty. Uh the forced smile. Any if it's just one, that's one too many. Well, Winsome Jones, I did a little detective work, and I'm going to tell you what's going on. She really did forget to take the hanger out of it. And that's why Charles is sitting there looking so disgusted and confused. I think other people may have noticed that the hanger is still in the back of the dress. It's the only thing that explains it. I mean, why else would she walk around like that unless the hanger is still. Huh? Why else would she walk around like that unless the hanger is still in the back of her dress? And don't think Charles was the only one that noticed it. Why do you think everybody is sitting here looking like that? You could see everybody is looking at each other like, um, is somebody going to tell her? Is somebody going to tell her? Somebody's got to tell her, right? I'm not going to tell her. Well, maybe the guy, the uniform guy right there, maybe he should be the one. But I mean, just look at there. There's Camilla. Clearly, clearly, she has that hanger stuck in the back of her dress, and nobody is going to say anything. It must be uncomfortable. It really must. See, now I'm starting to feel sorry for her. That has got to be very uncomfortable to sit all the way through dinner with a big hanger stuck in the back of your with a big hanger stuck in the back of your dress. Maybe Susan Hussey went along. Yeah, maybe it was Susan Hussey. Susan Hussey is probably upset because nobody came to her side to protect her. So she probably did that to embarrass Camilla. But yeah, everybody is sitting there at dinner and nobody wants to confront her about that hanger stuck in the back of her dress. Not the lady on the right, not the first lady. Charles is trying to divert his eyes so that he doesn't have to, acknowledge it. But yeah, that's so strange. And there she is sitting there still with that darn hanger in her dress. And then the other thing, every time I look at her, I'm starting to see Raymond Burr from Perry Mason. Her shoulders look just like Raymond Burr in Perry Mason. Ba 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 boom boom ba ba boom boom ba ba boom boom ba ba boom ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you know what? Instead of playing "God Save the King," maybe they should play the Perry Mason theme every time Camilla walks in. But yeah, I'm starting to see Raymond Burr. Yeah, but her best look is Ernest. What's his name? Ernest Borgnine. Her best look is Ernest Borgnine, but I think a good second place look for her is Raymond Burr. Yeah, she is definitely serving Raymond Burr right now. So, royal family set for explosive scandal as fresh revelations link Dan Wooten's Mexit to Prince William. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but this was in the MSN. The MSN news is talking about it. Now, I don't want to give any false hope. It's still not as good as having most of the mainstream media discussing it, but you know what? Every little bit helps. Enters Emily Andrews. Did I hear somebody say send in the clowns? Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here on the ground, you in midair. But where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, Emily is here. Yes, whenever I discuss Emily Andrews, I always think of the song Send in the Clowns. Just when I start opening doors, knowing the one that I something was yours. Anyway, so what about Emily Andrews? Well, there's this circulating. I think this is an old interview, but it seems so timely because of everything that's been revealed lately, thanks to Byline Time.
Harry and William's then press secretary. And in the story I wrote, I said as a line, that Harry and William had fallen out and that was one of the reasons they were moving. And then a lot of the focus was on Kate and Meghan, which was rubbish, frankly, because actually the falling out wasn't between Kate and Meghan, although perhaps that's more sexy for the girls to be, cat fighting, bitch fighting. Kate and Meghan, I think, were kind of trying to support their husbands. And then a couple of weeks later, I wrote a big article about bad blood brothers. Our amazing subs at the Sun came up with that headline. And I wrote about William and Harry falling out and their rift. And that we printed that on a Saturday. And that week, I went out for lunch with Harry and William's press secretary, and I said to him, I was going to write this, I put everything to him. I said that how William, in a sort of fraternal way, had tried to say to Harry, he didn't say, don't marry her. He'd said, are you sure things are moving so quickly? It's really difficult marrying into the royal family. Don't go too quickly. William's a lot more cautious than Harry. They'd fallen out over money. They'd fallen out over positions. Harry had been given these plum positions in the Commonwealth, Queen's Commonwealth Trust by the Queen. William hadn't. Of course, William's going to be king. He doesn't need to be, but he didn't see it like that. So they'd fallen out over money. They'd fallen out over positions. They'd fallen out over a girl. I had lunch with Harry and William's then press secretary.
Okay, now I'm going to play it again because it's hard to follow, but let me explain to you what I think she just said. I think she just said that she went out with Harry and William's press secretary, meaning Jason Knopf, possibly Kristen Jones, but I believe she meant Jason Knopf, and that it sounds like there was possible leaks that occurred. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say 100% that that's exactly what she's saying. But I'm going to play it again because she's kind of, speaking in a bit of a riddle. But okay, one more time.
I had lunch with Harry and William's then press secretary. And in the story I wrote, I said as a line, that Harry and William had fallen out and that was one of the reasons they were moving. And then a lot of the focus was on Kate and Meghan, which was rubbish, frankly, because actually the falling out wasn't between Kate and Meghan, although perhaps that's more sexy for the girls to be, cat fighting, bitch fighting. Kate and Meghan, I think, were kind of trying to support their husbands. And then a couple of weeks later, I wrote a big article about bad blood brothers. Our amazing subs at the Sun came up with that headline. And I wrote about William and Harry falling out and their rift. And we printed that on a Saturday. And that week, I went out for lunch with Harry and William's press secretary, and I said to him, I was going to write this, I put everything to him. I said that how...
Okay. So, kind of hard to follow, but then again, she's saying what she said. Um, and that I went out with Harry and William's press secretary, and at the time, I believe she was working for the Sun before Dan Wooten came over and got her kicked out. Um, and so it just, I guess what I'm saying is that it leaves a world of possibilities as to what type of mischief she may have gotten up to during that period of time. Let me see. Sounds like Emily and the press secretary was plotting. She's telling on herself. Yeah, I don't know how far back this goes. Like when this, it seems like an old interview, right? It seems like an old interview. Um, so let's see. Jason was still there. I'm guessing it had to be 2019 sometime. 2019, maybe. So without even digging too deep, um, oh, okay. Let me see. I did not want that. Uh, okay, I'm gonna have to. I think I have to skip a bit. Okay, it makes me think about this. So Emily Andrews says royal exclusive first picture of Duke and Duchess of Sussex Cotswold pad. It's a gorgeous 2.5 million pound grade 2 listed farmhouse and barn conversion. A farmhouse and barn conversion. So if you notice, look at the small print there. Friends in high places, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's 2.5 million pound Cotswold love nest owned by David Cameron's property tycoon pal. Ellie Cambridge, right? And Emily Andrews. Well, yeah, I was right. It is 2019. January published 1031. Uh, yeah, yeah, it was published in January 2019, right? That's the time it was published, and then it was updated. Okay, so the 10th of January 2019. So let's do the timetable here. Harry and Meghan were married in May of 2018. And by January of 2019, Meghan is heavily with child, as obvious from that photo. At that time, they were being skewered by the press and wanted some privacy, right? They wanted to hide out from the press. They wanted to hide out from Kensington Palace, where everybody was up in their business. So they rented this property and rented this property. I'm wondering if it wasn't Megan's credit card again. I'm wondering about that. But however they were able to do this, Emily Andrews seems to be one of the people that was leaked information about this place. Somebody had to tell her about it, right? Somebody had to send in the clowns. And so it takes us right back to that conversation.
William, in a sort of fraternal way, had tried to say to Harry, he didn't say don't marry her. He'd said, "Are you sure things are moving so quickly? It's really difficult marrying into the royal family. Don't go too quickly." William's a lot more cautious than Harry. They'd fallen out over money. They'd fallen out over positions. Harry had been given these plum positions in the Commonwealth, Queen's Commonwealth Trust by the Queen. William hadn't. Of course, William's going to be king. He doesn't need to be, but he didn't see it like that. So they'd fallen out over money. They'd fallen out over positions. They'd fallen out over a girl. I had lunch with Harry and William's then press secretary. And in the story I wrote, I said as a line, you know, that Harry and William had fallen out and that was one of the reasons they were moving. And then a lot of the focus was on Kate and Meghan, which was rubbish, frankly, because actually the falling out wasn't between Kate and Meghan, although perhaps that's more sexy for the girls.
Okay, so I'm not going to play that whole thing, but basically, I just wanted to repeat the part about having lunch with the press secretary. I wish I had a better timetable for this interview. I'm looking at the Oprah Winfrey article on the table. Oprah Royal Soap Opera. Okay, so this had to have been perhaps January. No, the interview was in March. Perhaps it was March of 2021. And at that time, I suppose we were able to test for the pandemic. Let me see. Royal Soap Opera. Let me see when that came out. Royal Soap Opera. Royal Soap Opera. I'm looking for the front page so I can see what date that came out. Royal Soap Opera. Well, I'm not seeing it, but it had to have been around the time of the Oprah Winfrey interview. I think it's safe to assume that it came from that time. So, Royal Soap Opera. Yeah, so let's just say, for the sake of conversation, that's when it came out. All right. So this was likely early 2021, right? Because Meghan and Harry were quiet for a year, and then a year after they left the UK, a year after they left the UK, a year after the Commonwealth event, that was when they spoke to Oprah because the leaks and the lies continued. The briefing, leaks, and lies continued. So, and then, of course, it was 2019 when she had, well, you know what? She didn't give a date. Let me be fair. She didn't give a date. But let's assume it was 2019 that she had lunch with the press secretary, because it wouldn't have made a difference. Harry and Meghan were gone in 2020. So it had to have been 2019. And then all of a sudden, there's a word about the Cotswold love nest, as she referred to it. Thank God they're out of there. Thank God they're out of there. That's all I could say. There was just so much stacked against them. And notice she said Harry and William's press secretary. It's always interesting when people put Harry first. I do it deliberately because I do. But you would expect the royal reporters to do it by rank, and they don't. Okay, so tell me more about your pulled pork sandwich, huh? Tell me more about your pulled pork sandwich. I have another little sound bite for you guys. I'm definitely going to play this one twice. So listen carefully. I hope you guys can hear it okay, because this one is a doozy. Oh.
People, and loads more people would rather see him instantly step. William and Kate are very well respected. They make rounds of the people, and loads more people would rather see him instantly step to the throne than Charles.
Or are they just better at hiding the truth? Because there are some quite fruity stories about William too, if you want. Really?
Yes, not that we can go into detail
Okay.
here, obviously.
Oh,
Hello,
so there are
lawyers.
some- I don't know. Always fruity stories.
You know, there are very fruity stories
There
about
are
that.
very-
And but this is not a battle, it's not a
move
comparison.
On. Let's move on. We've done enough Harry and Meghan bashing. William and Kate, very well respected. They make a rounds with people, and loads more people would rather see him instantly step to the throne than Charles.
Or are they just better at hiding the truth? Because there are some quite fruity stories about William too, if you want them.
Really?
Yes, not that we can go into detail
Okay.
here, obviously.
Oh,
Hello,
So there are
lawyers.
some- I don't know. Always fruity
You
stories.
know, there are very fruity stories
There
about
are
that.
very.
But this is not a battle, it's not a comparison.
Let's move on. We've done enough Harry and Meghan bashing.
So it's hard for me to understand for sure, but the guy in the upper left, he's the one who starts the conversation.
William and Kate, very well respected. They make a rounds with people, and loads more people would rather see him instantly step to the throne than Charles.
Or are they?
Okay, so he says that. And then the next guy in the upper right, the one, with the white shirt on, he says,
Just better at hiding the truth, because there are some quite fruity stories about William too, if you want them.
and then the other guy who started the thing said, really? And then the lady in red, she quickly puts a stop to it.
Yes, not that we can go into detail
Okay.
here, obviously.
Oh,
Hello,
so there are
lawyers.
some- I don't know. Always fruity stories.
You know, there are very fruity stories
There
about
are
that.
very.
It sounds like they are, yes, Rohini. Yes, it sounds like, at first I thought they said freaky, but it's fruity stories. What kind of fruity stories? Not the kind that we can go into here. And when she puts her hand up, I'm not sure if you could hear her, but she said, hello, lawyers. Hello, lawyers. So, yeah. That's one that just kind of lingers on the palate, if you understand what I'm saying. That really lingers on the palate. It begs the age-old question. Tell me more about your pulled pork sandwich. It really begs for you to explain the pulled pork sandwich. There's a lot of fruity stories, none that we can go into here. Fruity stories. Fruity stories. Okay. And that really did happen. That really did happen. None that we can go into right here. Hello, lawyers. Huh. And the guy with the violet purple shirt on, he didn't really say anything, but he just seems to be as pleased as punch. I mean, he's sitting there with his hands folded like, I know all about it. Let's see. You know what, YM Droid? Just like the tomato. Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? It has seeds, right? So I think a tomato is fruit. And the eggplant, the aubergine, also produces seeds. So I'm assuming that it is a fruit. Yes. Very good observation. Thank you very much. Anyway, you guys, let me see. How much more do I have left? Just a couple of slides left. I found this photo on the interweb and wanted to share it with you. There's our Duchess looking absolutely lovely. Also, there's this photo. Thank you very much to the squatty who shared that with me so that I could share it with you. This is one that I haven't seen before from the Invictus Games. And And there is someone who is, I'm just going to say they're an amateur artist, but maybe not. Maybe this is the desired effect. Prince Harry at the United States, U.S. Grand Prix. How about that? The U.S. Grand Prix 2023. Yeah, so there he is with his lanyard, his aviator glasses, his scruffy beard, and that incredible hair. That, of course, is our Harry at the Grand Prix. I kind of like that. It has a very kind of like folk art quality to it. And this sketch is based on a couple that was seen on Halloween that may or may not have been Harry and Meghan. And yes, there was a kid with reddish hair carrying one of those pumpkin, uh, you know, containers for trick or treats for Halloween. And there was a dad, seems like a dad, wearing a hat and carrying one as well for the little baby that is in mom's arms that may or may not be Lilibet Diana. So, yes, I've seen the photo. It's not a pap photo, so I'm kind of thinking that I could have shared it. It doesn't show their faces, but I just decided to err on the side of caution and not share it. It's so intrusive. But then I say to myself, self, there's a new, more public Harry and Meghan. But then also I said to myself, self, but that kid looks like he could be the same age as Archie, and the child that's wrapped up in the blanket, we don't know how old that infant is. But so I didn't share the actual photo, but just so you know, there is a photo that was taken of a couple walking on Halloween that may or may not be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, may or may not be Archie, Prince of Sussex, or Lilibet Diana, the Princess of Sussex. So go figure. Go figure. Okay. And again, I believe Harry, Meghan, and Doria. I'm just going to say that. Um, not only do I believe in their accounts of what happened in New York that particular night, but just in general, I um, I believe in them. I believe them, and I believe in them. So that is why I'm here. Thank you all so much for going on this incredible ride. Let's see. Today is the 1st of November, which is happy birthday to Anne of Duchess of Success. And then Friday is my birthday. Um, Wait a minute, is her birthday? I thought her birthday was the first or third or second. I'm the third. So isn't it weird that our birthdays are just like back to back like that? But yeah, it is that time for me too. And otherwise, I think it's going to be a mostly uneventful birthday for me. I don't really like a lot of fuss. I'm just kind of, not a fussy type of person. So I'm not planning anything really big. I'm just glad to be here. And I'm glad to have Royal Sussex because I tell you, this was an unexpected thing. I wasn't expecting anything like this. I mean, I've worked with, publicly before. I've worked, I guess you could say I was teaching, entertaining, teaching. I've done that before. But this is something very different, something that I was curious about and didn't know that I would end up being able to do this full time like this. But yeah, it is definitely humbling. It is humbling. It is it's so much more than I thought it was going to be. It's more work than I thought it was going to be. I keep saying that, but I don't say that to complain. I thought I would get on here and say a couple of things real clever and funny. You know, I just say something really clever and funny. I didn't know that I would be putting together something. So that is the part that really shocked me, that surprised me, is that I'm actually, yeah, that is. But I'll say this: it does. It's trial and error, right? If you're ever interested in having your own channel, it is definitely trial and error, and you get a chance to problem solve. You get a chance to really stretch yourself. Um, yeah, is also um, mm, I was going to say discipline, but if you've been watching Royal Sussex long enough, do you know that discipline is not the the greater part of it? It's a part of it, but discipline is not the most important part. And thank you, Lydia, for adding the link for the Royal Sussex wish list. So that is the wish list for Royal Sussex. And about once a month, I will mention the wish list for Royal Sussex. No one is obliged to buy anything off of the Royal Sussex wish list, but it is some fun stuff, some less expensive than other, but nothing terribly expensive. But um, yeah, if you choose to go to the list and want to um, buy something from the list, and then I have the surprise of going to see, oh my goodness, that's just what I wanted. Like Connie Balmer and my kitchen shears, um, the ones that I sliced my finger. I'm just kidding, Connie Balmer. Well, I did. I did kind of hack my finger. And how did I do that? Because I was trying to get into another box that somebody sent to me, and I couldn't get it open fast enough. And I said, "Where's those kitchen shears?" And then all of a sudden, whack, whack, whack! I didn't cut my finger trying to get in that box. But such is the excitement. But yeah, so it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and I love editing my videos. I love sharing the content, and thank you guys for, like, when I want to, like, introduce you to someone historical that I'm curious about. You all are always so receptive to that, and that means a lot to me. And I like to think we teach each other, we learn from each other. So it's fun. It is a lot of fun. Um, and again, I just didn't know that I would be having this much fun with it, and but I have. It is fun, and a lot of times you guys are always like, "Oh, when are you going to take some time for yourself?" This is time for myself. I enjoy learning, and as I'm working, I'm learning and I'm problem solving, and it keeps my mind very, very active. So it's a blessing. So again, if there's anyone else who has thought to yourself, "Oh, I would like to start a channel of my own," don't worry about it being perfect. Just make sure that is done. Just do it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be. That's the only thing I could suggest, is to just do it. Because if you wait for this to be right and for that to be ideal and such, another 10 years will go by in a blink. So don't do that to yourself. If you have something to say, just say it. Just share it. There's always someone out there that's interested in the same topics and the same ideas, and people there's always someone out there sharing your goal, your likes, your pains, your sorrows. There's always someone. Oh, thank you, Connie Balmer. Thank you, Connie. But I could never, ever. I believe me. I get so much more spiritually from you all than you could ever possibly get from me. I mean, it really nurtures my spirit. It really, really does. And um, there's been times when in my life when people ask me, "Are you a school teacher?" And do you teach school? And I'm just like, nah, I can't stand kids. I wouldn't. I'd rather be bitten the behind by a snagger-tooth bulldog than to teach. But but they say, oh, you missed your calling. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I think we're all teachers. That's the point. Is I think we're all teachers. We all have the ability to teach, and we all teach somebody or something that we know that we share. You're teaching. So, let's see. Thank you so much for the Cash App. L. Yeah, I think it's only just one name. L. Thank you very much for the. Oh, I see who you are. Okay. All right. See, that's why I don't say the name, because it's usually something different on the social media. So thank you very much. You get a bell. Okay. So yeah, that's that. If you and um whatever hobbies that you have, if you like movies, talk about movies. Don't worry about, oh, is this channel going to be successful? It's about you sharing. That's the whole point. Just share something. It's um it's like the wild wild west on YouTube. But there's always room, because there's always somebody that's going to be interested in what you have to share. But the biggest disservice that you could possibly do is not, um, or should I say, it's not that you're not going to be good enough for the people that you want to entertain or inform. The biggest mistake that you can make, the worst thing that you could do, is to just not do it at all. You know, I mean, that's the life lesson. If there's any life lesson, that's it. Just do it. Just do it. Don't worry about what anybody's going to think or whatever. And um, I- one of the reasons why I prefer not to do anything on camera is because that becomes a distraction. You know what I'm saying? That becomes a distraction. And I think that a couple of the squatties that were on camera and now they're not on camera found out it was so much easier, because you don't have someone saying, "What type of plant is that in the corner? Oh, it looks like it's raining where you are." And while that's really fun and polite and interesting, it's also a bit of a distraction. And I'd rather keep the focus on the Sussexes and the other information and such. So it's just so much easier. Um, and as it is, it's a lot of work doing your slides and sharing your photos. And photos are very important to me, because the photos, they really do help me tell the story. These are my notes right here. My notes are the photos. There's no script. This is the script. The photos are the script. In my head today, in my head, I looked at this photo and I said, "Oh my God, is she still got the hanger in her dress?" And then I had the fun of doing this and sharing it with you. Um, yeah, and I enjoy doing that. So, uh, yeah, that's true, Lydia. That's true. Yeah, and I'd rather keep the focus on my photos and on the story rather than, um, you know, it's just easier for me to tell the story the way I want to do it with the slides. So um, I'd rather just narrate my photos and my videos because I find it's the way to get the maximum amount of information. But I love watching Anita. I feel like I'm just sitting in the living room with a friend. That's the real joy of it, and that's what's also really important is that we don't suffer from lack of variety. Everybody is doing their own thing. Everybody has their way of telling their story. So none of us should be starved for the right type of videos to watch, right? Or content creators, which is why I say so often, don't. I won't be offended if you want to go and check out another channel. If you decide to stay with another channel, that's your call. I mean, there's I'm sure some people may be a little annoyed with the way that I work, and maybe they need a break from it. Well, that's okay. That's okay. I always say it's okay to wander the desert. If you need to wander the desert, if you come back, you come back. If you don't, it's okay. I'll be here. We'll be here. But yeah, it's other content creators, and I really enjoy the very casual um, sofa conversation with Anita. And some days when I'm feeling a bit stressed, Anita, my Duke, and I, that's exactly what I need. And then other days when I need a different approach, like when I really want to, like Pedal the other day when Pedal was discussing the byline investigate, I'm like, when I need somebody to really take the fight to them, I'm like, you get them, Pedal, give them hell. So everybody's different, and that's another good thing is that you don't hurt for variety. Um, let's see. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. Now, if I could just figure out what happened to my StreamYard, I would be very pleased about that. I don't know what happened to all of the slides that are like permanently part of the StreamYard, but I'm sure they're still there. I just don't see them. Something went weird. But I think I have an update for my computer, so I'm gonna do the update. Um, oh, that was very kind of you, Sugar Plum. I appreciate that, Sugar Plum K. I have a lot of fun, though. I really do have a lot of fun. I don't know that I deserve to have as much fun as I do. I don't know that I deserve to have so much fun. Um, I always feel like I'm getting away with something because I'm having so much fun, but it is fun. I really do have fun, and the laughs, the stuff that you guys teach me, that's always very helpful. It's engaging. It's fulfilling. Uh, let's see. Yes, if Baron and the Sussex squad to do a meetup perhaps in 2025, maybe Scotland or Ireland. Oh, that would be interesting. How about Dumfries' house? Yeah, how about we show up at Dumfries' house? Oh, yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, just everybody pile into Dumfries' house. Oh, Amelia Rodriguez, been here since the beginning. Wow, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I'll just say that. Thank you very much. What is this I keep hearing about Doria? I and what does docs mean? Is that document? Docs? I keep hearing people say docs all of a sudden, and I've never heard that used before. Um, Let me see. What does docs mean? I mean, does it mean document? Um, what does that mean? What is the okay? Uh, SWAT was added to M through W.com. Wow, docs followed close behind. Well, okay, we're more connected. Docs to doc someone is to publicly identify or publish private information. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory about that person, especially as a way of getting revenge. To swat someone is to falsely report a dangerous situation that provokes a police response. Both acts are malicious and harmful. All right. So, so is that what you all are saying? Oh, okay, yeah. That's what it means. All right. Um okay. Sharing private information. All right. So if somebody shares my OnlyFans account, I mean, if I had one, that would be doxing, right? uh, if I had one. Okay. Well, one thing that I'm very vulnerable is when it has to do with Doria. I cannot stand the idea of someone doing anything offensive or hurtful to Doria. God, that bothers me. I grew up, you didn't mess with people's mama. You know what I'm saying? You didn't talk about people's mama. You didn't go after people's mama. Nowadays, you look at certain stuff on social media, and well, let me just say, some of these moms aren't like the moms I grew up with. Some of these moms are grandmas way too soon, and yeah, so very different from the time when I grew up. When I grew up, a mom was a mom, not someone that looked like they just done time at a men's prison. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, some of these moms look like they have been to Rikers Island. Now these moms look like they just like an escaped fugitive from Rikers Island. Not the moms I grew up with. Yeah. um, did you all want to see that other photo that I have of Mike Tyson? Remember the kiss? I have another one. Maybe I'll share that with you tomorrow. Maybe. If you guys behave, I will share it with you tomorrow. If not, I won't. But if you all behave yourselves, I will share my other Mike Tyson with you tomorrow. uh, so, was this a content creator that shared information about Doria. This wasn't one of the news agencies or anything. This was one of the content creators. Is that what I'm to understand? Uh, Big Mama, I promise you, I did not. Let me see which one. Retouch the pic of Charles. Yeah, I didn't do anything to Charles. That's all Charles. That is all Charles. Yeah, that's him. And what's so strange? I mean, he kind of looks like Weekend at Bernie's, right? He is definitely giving me Weekend at Bernie's. It's like an AI version. It's like if someone did an AI photo of Charles as Weekend at Bernie's, that's what it looks like. Yeah, he literally looks like something that just sat up at the funeral home. Yep. Um, Let me see. Where's the other photo of Charles? Ooh, ooh. Boy, I tell you, if this doesn't make the blood in your veins turn into ice water, I don't know what would. I don't know what would. Yeah. Damn right, Mary H. When moms were really moms. You know, when I was a kid, when when the parents came around, the kids, they knew that they had to stop fighting. But now these parents, they go down to the playground and fight with the kids, or they fight after, but then the kids, they don't correct their behavior in front of the parents like they used to. So, oof, I don't know. This is so different now. Very different. Very, very different now. Well, I can't wait for tomorrow to see what else Charles and Camilla or Godzilla is up to. That should be interesting. That will definitely be interesting. Boris Johnson. Yes, it is very regal, right? The purple hoof and very ladylike. I mean, very dainty. Yes, very dainty. Oh, wow. We've had some fun times on Royal Sussex, haven't we? We have had some fun times just by chance. I remember when Big Mama said, whatever, what was that you said? Whatever something means. You did that imitation of Charles. That totally caught me off guard. That was so funny. Let's see. Yeah, that's so true, Reaver. That's so true. Then you go home and get the next round of it. That is the way it was. Okay. Again, it means where are you? Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. They said that the Aboriginals, when the white folks first showed up, they asked, what is that? And they said kangaroo. Now, this may have been made up or the story may have changed. And, but they said that the Aboriginals were really saying, I don't know. And so that's the name that stuck is kangaroo. So I was thinking that, when they shared that image of Camilla, and I thought that someone was saying, I don't know, when they said, I don't know what that is. That's what I was thinking. But okay, so now we know better. You know what I mean? I just thought that they made up a word or something, or it meant I don't know what that is. Yes, whatever love means. Thank you, Big Mama. Uh, this should be the front page of all the papers in the UK, but because Camilla made the deal with the tabloid media, they're not going to do it. But this should be the front page of every paper in the UK. Do you know how many papers they would sell if they put that scowl on the front cover? They're losing money because of this hate campaign against Harry and Meghan. They are losing money. They must have an ironclad deal with these tabloids that they're not sharing stuff like this. This I could not find in the Daily Fail or in the Sun, but this should be front page. They would sell a lot of papers today if they would have put that on there. Yep. Yeah, they're losing money. They're losing money by regurgitating the same lies about Harry and Meghan over and over again. Oh, did I have a video that I wanted to share with you guys? Oh no, I don't have it here. Oh, I tell you what, I know what I can do. I can find it. Let me see here. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Then I will do that. Some of you all probably have seen it, of course, because I did add it to the shorts, but I'll share it here. I thought I did it yesterday, but maybe I didn't. Here we go. Yeah, so that was the short that I shared yesterday. They are literally pretending to read. They're not reading, but someone told them to look like they're reading so that they'll look, I guess, more business. Yeah, they'll look more business savvy or business like when they get to Kenya. Yeah, they weren't reading anything. And Camilla looked like she was trying to keep her laugh from showing. Right? Doesn't it look like Camilla was laughing? Yeah, she was laughing. It's so weird that Charles has turned into Grandpa from the Monsters, right? He has he has turned into Grandpa from the Monsters. That is so freaky. Well, okay, you all. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much. Love you guys. And because my StreamYard is weird, I don't think I have Ginger Avenger on here, which is so strange, but I don't think I have the Ginger Avenger. I tell you, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I will get to the bottom of it by tomorrow, that's for sure. How will they explain Camilla in the history books? Well, unfortunately, they're going to rewrite that history. So they're going to try to make it seem like it. Well, you know what? I think we already had the preview. The way they explained the love of the century, how Charles and Camilla was meant to be together. Remember how they were trying to come up with that nonsense for the um, coronation? That they're just going to do that, and when these royal reporters and these authors, these royal authors, when they do all these documentaries, they are essentially telling history in a way that is more attractive for the royal family rather than against the royal family. The only ones they're going to trash, of course, is Harry and Meghan. Yep, those are the only ones they're going to trash is Harry and Meghan. All right. Well, good night, everyone. No Ginger Venge tonight, but I can end with the Once Upon a Time. You know, that's my favorite anyway. The Once Upon a Time. I love that. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your very generous and thoughtful contributions to Royal Sussex. And I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye now.
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to the Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And if it's not her personally, she's definitely paying somebody to do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just sitting here daydreaming. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Look at my heart floating away. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm starting to get weird. Good night, y'all.